Alma Metals Copper Briggs Project goes from strength to strength, and here to tell us the latest updates is the Managing Director, Frazer Tabeart. Frazer, it's a pleasure to see you again. How are you?
I'm great, Shay. How are you?
Excellent. And I see the diamond drill rigs are out on site. Mate, give us the rundown. What's happening this time?
Yeah, so we're just starting this big drilling program. So we've got one brand new rig that's that our drill contractors had commissioned to build in China. That's now been taken up to Australian standards and is literally out there drilling as we speak. So that's the sort of the kick-off to we're going to be drilling for the next sort of 12 to 15 months. It's all part of this big infill drilling program for our pre-feasibility studies. And we're also going to be drilling, a number of exploration holes on, some pretty enticing geochemical anomalies that sit immediately to the west of the existing resource envelope. So, any success we have with those is going to add mineralisation, that's likely to end up within the ultimate pit shell. So it's almost free mineralisation, for want of a better word, because we're going to be mining that stuff anyway. It just helps reduce the strip ratio of the ultimate mining operation if we can get to that point.
Now, you mentioned that the drilling is contributing to your pre-feasibility study. So what are some of the works that you are undertaking in the lead up to this pre-feas coming out?
Yeah, so it's a big program. So obviously the main component is the drilling, and that's why we wanted to get that underway as soon as possible. So we've got the one drill rig that's there now. It's going to start off with single shift, but we'll quickly move that on to double shifting. There's another rig that our drill contractor is building in WA that'll then be mobilised across, and we'll have that on double shift as well. We're in the process of securing a 16-man camp and moving that from its current location to the project. So again, the goal is to have 2 drill rigs, double shifting, all the people based on site, just to improve the efficiencies of this program. Ultimately, certainly this year we're looking at drilling roughly 40 drill holes, plus the 4 exploration holes. And all up, that's about a 13,500 metre program. So we need that efficiency to make it work. That obviously gives us assays. It obviously helps build the resource inventory. It obviously helps improve confidence in the existing resource. And that's required ultimately for when we do a resource upgrade that feeds then into the engineering studies and the mineral processing studies. Those won't start until next year. So we're putting in place now the fundamental building blocks for that, which is drilling assays and also provision of material for the metallurgical test work programs. So those are already underway on existing material, and then we'll be supplementing that with more material from this program. That helps us optimise the process flow sheet, and that ultimately then is something that gets sort of converted into what does the capital cost and operating cost of a processing plant to meet that process flow sheet look like. So that work will sort of kick off next year. So basically the next 12 months is drilling and metallurgy, and then also some baseline environmental work. So we've started talking to a number of consultants about setting up baselines for the hydrogeology in particular, looking at potential locations for tailings facilities and whether there are any fatal flaws from a permitting perspective there, so we can narrow that location down as soon as possible. So basically there's a whole bunch of work that all sort of funnels in towards second half of next year when it all gets pulled together, with the engineering studies and financial modelling, so that we can ideally deliver a nicely wrapped and bow-tied pre-feasibility study by the end of 2027.
Now, I know you're working towards your pre-feasibility study for the Briggs Copper Project, but what other activities can investors, expect to see from Alma Metals over sort of the, next 3 to 9 months?
I guess there's the news flow that goes with that. So, we'll be having, basically assay information is going to flow from July onwards from this drilling program. Any success on the exploration side there, and the first phase of the infill drilling is going to lead to a resource update, potentially as early as later this year, and certainly, if not early next year. There'll be information coming out on the metallurgical test work. We're looking at how do we optimise moly recovery, for example, that has a big impact potentially on the commercial viability of the project. Well, not so much the viability, but if we can put numbers on the moly, then it just adds to the strong value proposition, which is why we as a board committed to the pre-feasibility study in the first place. So effectively, as soon as we start drilling, which is now, the first drill core will be at the lab. We'll have basically ongoing news flow from July onwards for at least 12 to 18 months. So we're not going to be very quiet, let's put it that way.
No, you certainly won't be. And I know, Frazer, you will have good rocks for me to look at when I see you next in person. Listen, thank you so much for your time today. And, mate, I can't wait to see what you pull out of the ground this year.
Yeah, no, we're really looking forward. It's going to be a very exciting 12 months.